What's up, my friends? I watched a movie last night that really made me wonder why modern movies suck so bad. So that's what I want to talk about tonight. All right. So, first things first, let me share the live stream link in the Discord and we shall proceed from there. All right. Bum. Okay. There we go. That's good. Perfection. What is this? Oh, just Facebook. Just Facebook. I love how they do that. We're going to email you to let you know you have messages from people. Please come on. Please come on and interact with stuff. Please. And it's like, it's all good. I can decide when to go on there and look at stuff. I don't need you. I don't need your email nonsense. All right. So we shared the link. That means it is time for some hellos. So moisten the old mouth hole. What up? Gossett, Kenzuki, Superbacker, Jess, Eng, Rain, Millmaster, Bob, Felonious T, Zircon, Noob, Joe, Yamagoro, Shelton, Jojo, Sazamacras, Jugglem. All right. What's up? Rain says, I heard it was cloudy with a chance of me. All right. That's stupid and funny. Felonious T, you think modern movies suck because they're made for modern audiences that don't actually exist? Well, then nobody will be watching them and they wouldn't be making them at all, right? So it definitely can't be they suck because they're made for people who don't exist. That is illogical. That concept would end up shutting down pretty quick, you know? Like, if nobody's watching your stuff and there's no audience for your stuff, nobody's going to watch your stuff. So that doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't add up. John, you think they suck because Hollywood's out of gimmicks and people's standards have naturally risen because they have access to good content on demand? Really? You think that people's standards have naturally risen? I don't think so. I don't think people's standards have risen. In fact, I think people's standards are lower than ever. It feels like the era of low effort stuff. Like when I go back to movies that were made earlier on, they have more effort. They seem better. Even the bad ones are better on some level, right? Like I definitely don't think that it's because people's standards have risen. I think we're living in the era of ultra low standards and mental laziness, you know? What up? What up, Mrs. Hayes? Thanks to whoever gifted you a membership yesterday. Oh, that would have been, I believe that was Crow. That's why Hollywood is currently on fire. Well, they're having hard times, obviously, in the movie industry. That is very clear. Millmaster, they used to make old people movies. Now everything has to be for everyone all at once. I mean, I suppose that could be it. It could be that they're trying to blanket appeal to too many people and you end up like dampening it down to the point of unwatchability. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, I would take more movies like Arcadian sucked as a movie. Like, it was interesting for the first half and then became super, super terrible. And then yesterday I tried to watch this movie called Freelance. And it was nothing. It was nothing. Felonious T, there was a time where I thought that agenda pushing was why modern stuff sucks, but I don't think that anymore. I don't think that, like, sure, that does lead to some crappy movies with some terrible choices. There's no disputing it. But I don't think that's the overall problem. Like, The movie that I watched yesterday, called Freelance, had the ingredients of what should be a good movie. What up, Fisher? You're in the land of sweltering barrels. That sounds horrible. So, like, yesterday's movie is about a dude. Like, the idea is it's a dude who doesn't want to live a normal everyday life. It doesn't hold much for him. So he gives up on trying to be a lawyer to enlist in the military. And, like, he just starts doing military stuff, and then that all goes sideways for him. And he's back, like, working in the private sector and hating his life. And then he gets contracted as, like, private security for this snobby lady, and he's got to keep her out of danger going into the... He's literally escorting her into the lands of a dictator who is somebody that when he was part of the military, he tried to take out. And so you're like, okay, this should be good. Like, this something should happen. It should go somewhere. And it just didn't. The movie never went anywhere. It just stayed bland and boring and uninteresting, and it just existed. The movie just existed. And I feel like there's too many movies now that just exist, where you watch it. Like, what was that movie? Red Notice on Netflix or whatever. It's got Ryan Reynolds and who is it? Gal Gadot and The Rock, I think, might have been in it too. So you've got actors that are capable, right? But that movie was just something that we watched, and it left literally no impact on me. Like, no impact whatsoever. At all. At all. I couldn't tell you anything from that movie. Like, if you literally, like held a gun up and went, you got to tell me you're going to get blasted, I would just be like, bro, I got nothing. Life depends on it. Can't tell you what it's about. So it's like the Netflix era empty garbage nothing movies. Yeah, McGar, you think it might be easier to churn stuff out so they can just throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. But the amount of money that they pour into this stuff, you can't just churn endlessly. What up, Heavy Metal? How you doing, buddy? Jason, you think modern movies suck because Disney, Amazon, Netflix buy everything we loved and grew up with to basically turn... Oh, you think there... Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some IP whoring going on. That's true. That is very true. But yeah, I guess the services that you're mentioning, Disney, Amazon, Netflix, they just... I guess that kind of actually dovetails with what Yamagoro's saying, where they're just churning stuff out to have content for their services, right? And I mean, Netflix especially, they had an interesting business model that gave them access to lots of stellar properties, not just movies, but TV shows as well. And then all the different like owners of those shows and stuff went, no, we want our own streaming services and we're taking our stuff back. You can't have it anymore. So Netflix lost everything they had, and then they decided they were going to become a movie production company. But like everything Netflix makes is like garbage. Aren't they the ones who made that awful Atlas movie where I just tuned out when they got to the part about the mech having pronouns? I was just like, I can't, man. I can't do this. Heavy Metal, you moved to Georgia. You drove for 17 hours. That's a long drive, buddy. Fisher, you got The Secret of Nim to watch after work. Finally fixed a VCR so you can watch your old VHS tapes. Nice. I feel like I might have seen The Secret of Nim like a million years ago, but I'm not 100% sure that I have. I've definitely been wandering back to watch older movies. Like, we watched a movie that was dumb last night. Like, we tried to watch Freelance, and there was nothing. We gave it half an hour. I kept thinking to myself, okay, this is kind of boring, but once we get past the initial world-building build-up and get to the whole, like, actual story, we'll be doing all right. But 27 minutes in, me and Carly were like, nah, no, I don't want to watch this anymore. There's nothing here. There's nothing here. They couldn't do any of it properly. It's like John Cena's wife hates him in that, but like he says that she hates him, but it doesn't feel like she hates him, and their relationship falls apart, but you don't feel any of it. You don't feel any of it. It's like you're on a fact-finding mission or something. It's so just empty. Just empty. That was it. That was it. Like eating styrofoam peanuts, you know? There's nothing there. There's nothing there. So then we switched over to watching Wanted. Ham sandwich. Oh, you like Nim because it's classic Don Bluth? Fair enough. Filoni's, do you think all the other companies should have kept making content for Netflix? It would have saved them millions in the streaming wars. That's true. All these companies thought, yo, you'll come to our streaming services. But the reality is, most of the stuff on streaming services suck. So you'll get a streaming service, and then you'll quickly watch the worthwhile stuff, and the rest of it is garbage. And you're like, I'm not coming back. Like, I'm not going to pay you anymore. It's like, I was here for a month. I watched the good stuff you had. My job here is done. Jojo, you're glad you're not the only one who thinks the newer movies are stupid? They're dreadful. They're dreadful. Millmaster, nope, it's not The Rock. It's not The Rock. It's definitely John Cena. I know the difference between the two. Joe, you feel like the younger generation watches what's available because they don't want to watch anything older than 20 years ago? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe they can't connect with it the same way. I don't know. Spider-Mag, the best movie you've seen this year is Godzilla -1. Me and Carly weren't in the mood when we put that one on. It was just kind of like, I don't know. I've heard a lot of good things about it, but we couldn't get into it. So I don't rate that as a bad movie. I just rate it as a movie that we didn't stick around for. Wanted could have been so much better if they stuck closer to the comic. There was a comic for it? Spider-Man, you watch a lot of Japanese and South Korean TV. They're making better stuff now. They're making better stories that are coherent and aren't bogged down with as much pointless crap as we've got in North America, right? So, as was mentioned already in the stream, there is some agenda pushing that goes on that feels pretty forced and at the expense of the story instead of in service to the story, which makes a big difference. It does make a big difference. Wanted is a dumb movie. It is a dumb movie that seems cool at first, where you're just like, okay, turns out this guy is the son of the best assassin. Oh, your dad was like the best assassin. How good was he? He stood on a rooftop on an X marks the spot and got shot by a dude. And it's like, oh, okay. All right, sure. And like, also, this guy has superhuman capabilities. He literally like jumped off a building and propelled himself like 50 feet through the air onto another building. And the curving bullet stuff, where if you just rotate the gun, you can make a bullet zorp around. And it's like, that part could be fun. I forgave the goofiness of that at the beginning, but like, for real, the movie gets really dumb where they have a loom. They have a loom where, like, thousands of years ago, these weavers found out that one of their looms was giving out, had a secret language embedded in the cloth that it makes. And the cloth will tell you the names of people who need to be executed. And you're just like, who made the loom? You have a future loom that tells you who has to be assassinated? What? And then, like, by the end of the movie, the main guy destroys the loom. He destroys the loom. Like, so you've got something that tells you the future, and you just destroyed it. And not in some kind of, like, meaningful way. You just destroyed it for what felt like the hell of it. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. Jason, you feel like this generation's best writers are using their best skits and ideas for TikTok and Instagram? They ain't writing scripts anymore. We are living in like a moment society. You know, I talked to my parents recently And they don't watch movies anymore because they're too long, which is just, it's weird to me. Moving down to this like bite-sized content stuff, it feels like we lose a lot. There's no connective tissue around anything. You're just supposed to see like a little moment and laugh or what, and that's it. And it's, where's the anything, you know? Where is it? I don't know. Jess, how disappointed will I be if Deadpool and Wolverine sucks? I will definitely be disappointed. 100%. 100%. Stormtrooper Mythbusters did have to prove/disprove the bullet curl. We would all know if you could do that. Everybody would know that they just do. Look, when I fire a gun like this, the bullet will go. No, it would go off like this. No, it like whoop. No. But again, I would have forgiven it. I would have forgiven it if the movie didn't get really dumb later. Like, you can have, okay, this is just how it works in the world of Wanted. You can spin bullets around. Like, honestly, the parts where the two guys were both firing bullets and they're spinning and curving at the exact same spot and bonking into each other was awesome. That was like an awesome concept. But ultimately, that movie was dumb. But at least it was entertaining. It wasn't nothing. Do you know what I mean? Like, we watched the whole movie. Even if I was like, this Loom stuff is stupid. Like, for real. And it's just like, the Loom said that Morgan Freeman should die. And it also said that all the assassins should die. What? Does the Loom have a problem with assassins? Then why is it being used by an assassins guild? What is going on? Why did that happen? Spider-Man, I haven't seen John Wick 4. Actually, I've only seen the first John Wick, and I enjoyed that. Hayes, the payoff isn't as sweet without the build-up. Agreed. It's genuinely not. Hacksmith made a real bulletproof suit for John Wick 3's release. Oh, that's fun. Felonious T, the source material is a lot better. Well, that's usually the way of it, right? Most of the time, the things derived from the source material don't live up to it. But yeah, man, current era movies. And is it ever going to get better? Right? Like, the new generations, do they care about movies at all? Or do they just want their, like phone addicted, just staring at it all the time, watching a thing. Okay, it did a thing and now moved on to the next thing. They did a thing, move on to the next thing. They did a thing, move on to the next thing. It's crazy. You load up apps and it'll show you a little video and then instantly jump to the next one and then instantly jump to the next one. It's like potato chips for the brain. Just whump, 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 whump. I don't know, man. I feel like I'm too young to be this much of an old man. I feel like previous generations got to feel like they were in sync with the world for longer. I feel like being in your 40s didn't make you feel disconnected from everything for previous generations. But here I am just feeling like half lost in it all. It's wild. Fisher, you think the younger generation needs to watch Watership Down, Grave of the Fireflies, and All Dogs Go to Heaven? Good luck getting them to. Equilibrium was a fun movie with Christian Bale. Haven't seen that one yet. Felonious T, you hate the 20-second 80 HD culture. You want to watch hour-long detailed things. Yeah, I don't like the mini content, bro. I really don't. But, I mean, that seems like the way it's going more and more, right? I have no idea. I guess this is something that I need to be more aware of and more in tune with as somebody who makes content. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even like the word content because it just feels like stuffing, like the stuffing in a bear. It just exists. It doesn't mean it's good. It doesn't mean there's any effort put into it. It just exists. I don't know, man. Ball Falcon, what's up? Equilibrium is fantastic. Oh well, who knows? Maybe that'll be maybe me and Carly will watch that tonight. Fisher says agreed. Bring back 3-hour deep dives. You can still find people doing stuff like that, but it's further and further between, I think. Joe, you're 45 and you've accepted the fact that I'm the old man yelling at the kids to get off my lawn. I'm in the same boat, bro. I'm in the same boat. I feel like I don't understand the world anymore, like in a bunch of different ways, and it's wild because I don't feel like I'm some dumb old man, but at the same time I do. Like, what is it going to look like in 10-15 years? Is everybody just going to spend their time talking to perfectly like tailored AIs, right? Will we still be doing live streams and stuff, or will everybody be like, yo, I've got an AI that knows me inside and out, that will entertain me and show me stuff and be my friend and whatever, so I have no use for you. I'm making myself sad. I shall be obsoleted. I don't know. I guess I've been thinking more about this kind of stuff with content and things recently, because I do feel like I'm kind of plateauing, or maybe even like falling back as a content creator in terms of like my recent stuff. I feel like it's slipping a bit. You know what I mean? When it comes to YouTube and all this, there's plenty of time to change up what you're doing and whatever. Who knows? Maybe what I'm doing is getting stale for people, whatever it is. But I don't know. Like, I don't know if I am being an old crank about short form content, because I don't make any of it really. Like, I don't make little 1-minute videos and stuff. But I could entertain people with that kind of stuff. And is it just me not liking change as opposed to what I like being superior, right? Felonious T, you are already literally yelling at kids to get off your lawn. Yeah, Magoro. Thanks for keeping it to 10-minute lore videos. I won't watch longer recordings. Life is too full of interruptions. Well, I'm glad that the current lore is working out in that time frame for you, buddy. Joe, they're already talking about AI girlfriends soon, so who knows where we'll be in 10 years. I understand the allure of AI girlfriends, because I remember, not distinctly because it's been a long time, but I remember what it's like to be a young man and to be intimidated by women, and also not have enough self-esteem that you'd put in the effort to like talk to them and try and pick them up and make a connection and all that. So in a world where you're faced with a ton of rejection, why wouldn't you turn to something that won't reject you, right? I mean, I just developed I developed a call center philosophy to women where I went, okay, look, I was staring at a stat screen in a call center, and it's like, okay, bro, you got a conversion rate. Every X number of calls you make a sale. So I just went, well, I'm gonna have better luck with the ladies if I just start trying more. If I just start asking more of them out, I'll get more no's, and that will get me closer to a yes. And it turns out that my conversion rate was much higher than I thought it would be, and I ended up getting lots of dates, and it wasn't really a problem. But fear of failure will hold you back. But there wasn't another option, right? What am I going to do? Fuck a ham sandwich? You know? So it was like, yo, do you want to be alone your whole life? Better step it up, son. Better start asking out more chicks. Better start trying to connect with more ladies, right? But if there was an AI bot, I don't know. I don't know what this means for the future of mankind, but it's going to be a hell of a ride. Felonious T, 10 minutes is usually the minimum of what you want to watch. I feel you there. I don't watch like 3-minute videos and stuff, which is probably why I don't make that stuff. But if I can make something that's funny and punchy in like a minute, I think what I need to do is just expand out into other things. I think I've become too caught in a pattern of making particular content in particular ways. And I think that as well, the audience's tastes have changed. Like Magic's demographics are shifting to more and more Commander players. And I'm not a big Commander guy. So I do really wonder what the future of my Magic content looks like. Like I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, but at a certain point, if nobody's watching it anymore, it's time to move on to other things. And when I think about doing movies and all that other stuff, there's like a billion people doing it. Is anybody actually going to watch that? Like, is it time for me to move into something completely different? I have no idea. These are the questions you got to ask yourself when you make this into your job, right? And part of it, honestly, is me thinking, is it time for me to start looking for a job outside of this preemptively before this house of cards collapses? Because I've been very fortunate to get to do this as my job, but there's got to be some point where it stops, because I'm never going to be one of the people who have like millions of followers and all, like I'm never going to be one of the dudes at the top, right? And right now it's enough to get by, but if that's heading downwards and life expenses are heading upwards, well, something's got to give, right? Potato Man, you're young and you feel that you feel what I'm saying. It's a wild world. I have to admit that I am glad to not be, like, on one hand, I am bewildered by the current world and wish I was more in tune with it by being younger. But on the other hand, it seems like the world is turning more and more into a dystopian hellscape. And I'm glad that I'm already halfway through this existence and I don't have to grow up, like, grow up with social media and the internet, all of it, you know? Millmaster says, tell us what entertains you. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think maybe part of the problem with the stuff I'm doing with Magic is that I don't love Magic as much as I used to. Like, I still very much like the game, right? But I was rabid about it before, and Wizards has made enough changes that they've alienated me a bit. So it's interesting to try and parse that all out and figure out, like, what's like reality, what's random emotion, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, Magaro, I disagree. I like videos explaining things that take their time to explain, like here's all my painting or whatever. I don't want a 30-second video that I have to keep clicking through and pausing every few seconds to try and figure out what they did there and all that. I don't want super short content. You're conflating your personal choices with like what everybody wants, but that's not reality. You want it to be super short because you have a bunch of interruptions. Other people want it to be longer, right? Spider Mag, you haven't bought boxes in 18 months and you've stopped playing Magic Arena? I played a bunch of Magic Arena today. They have two midweek Magic events going on this week, which I don't know if that's a mistake or whatever, but they have a pre-con one and a Momir one. So after I was done making a couple of videos today, I sat down and busted out some Arena. Jess, yup, saying stuff like that absolutely like there's certain words that when you use them, YouTube will either take your video down or they'll like adult lock it 100%. 100%. Well, yeah, McGurl, you know what? Fair enough, buddy. Fair enough. You feel like there's a bunch of filler in the video that's not for you. People make similar contents. Comment about some of the stuff that I make. So it's a matter of taste. It's a matter of taste. Some people want that stuff. Others don't. And if nobody wants to hear it, then the videos will stop being made, right? It's that simple. Sandwich, you're wasted? Nice. Enjoy your life, big boy. Enjoy your life. My hair is sticking up. It is indeed. It's trying to escape my head. What are you going to do about it? What are you? It's giving you the finger, bro. My head is giving you the finger. So yeah, people can be pretty demanding. They everybody who watches a video seems to expect it to be made for them. You know, like you need to do exactly what I want. Get rid of the things I don't like. Do it at the pace I want. You know, it's pretty entitled. It's pretty entitled. Jess, you had 2 months to yourself and now you got roommates because you helped your homeless friend get off the streets. It's nice to have people around, you know? It's nice to not be alone. It's good for you mentally, too. Yeah, I feel like I'm at a crossroads right now. That's what it's feeling like, you know? You kind of get a sense for how things are going when it comes to making videos and stuff. And I'm curious to see where it's going to go next. I have a more positive attitude than I would have had about this stuff in the past. At the end of the day, even if it turns out that I've already hit the heights I'm going to hit, I had a good run. I had a good time. Got to do it for years, right? And I'm certainly not going to go away. I'll still be making stuff. If I've got like other work I got to do, it will necessitate less time to make videos, but that won't stop me overall. I don't know. And who knows? Maybe if I move out into other things, I'll find more success, right? Maybe I'll find something that gets me as fired up as magic used to. I do feel happy to know that regardless of what I choose to do, there is a segment of my audience that will come and hang out with live streams or whatever videos I'm making. The majority of them will just be there for magic or whatever, and they won't come along. But that's fine because it's you can just make new friends in new areas, right? Abook says, make the videos you want to, Mike. We love what you do. Well, thanks, buddy. I am currently making the videos I want to. I'm not in the process of making videos I don't want to. I'm probably stuck in the familiar, and it is what it is, you know? Jess, I don't believe that Picoin thing is ever going to ever gonna pan out, but I hope it does. I hope it does. While I don't believe it will, that doesn't change the fact that I hope it does. Because I know you ain't in the greatest spot, and something like that popping off would make your life a lot better. So that would be awesome if it happens. And feel free to waggle that fat money dick if it does. Fisher, you don't think you'll ever ask a person to be anything other than themselves until they're being self-destructive? It doesn't bother me that like everybody has these different wants and is like I ain't into this and whatever else. You know, like I have been hanging out in this little niche for a considerable amount of time, and I probably should have already been exploring other avenues to keep myself like happier overall as well as a creator. So while I'm good with what I'm doing, I'm probably not doing enough of what I should be, you know? So the movies, the videos that I'm making are solid. Like I stand behind them. I don't have any problem with my videos, but you could easily argue that I haven't kept up with modern standards for thumbnails and I just shove my face and words into thumbnails and expect people to click on that shit, right? Also, sometimes I take it too much to heart when a video like does too poorly. That was something that I really had to learn to deal with. It's really like when you're flying and you've got like a number 1 out of 10 video, you're like, yeah, I'm killing it. But then when you put out a video that's like at the very bottom, you're just like, oh. And then when you have a number of them that are sequenced like that, you're like, oh. Like if the video I put out today is, I think it's going to do the worst out of any video I've made in the last 2 years. And if you took me back, like, I don't know, a year and a half ago, I would be spiraling about it right now. I would be sitting down like, oh no, this is the end. It's all falling apart. Like just catastrophizing to a ridiculous level, because I very much enjoy getting to do this, right? But you can also just get caught up in like habits and whatever else. So literally the video that I've put out today on the Historian is going to be the worst video that I've put out in a few years, just from the numbers. But it's literally a Bloomberg teaser video. And guess what? Teaser videos don't tend to be as interesting to people as other videos. And the rest of it is just about MTGO Redemption, which a lot of people don't know what it is or don't care about it. So that's just the nature of how it works. Sometimes you make content that is less appealing on a wide scale. Like, I could be chasing the most incendiary, like I could make videos about American politicians and stuff and talk about the debates and all that. And I'm sure I would get like a lot more views, and it would just be this vitriolic crap that I couldn't stand. Like, the idea of doing it is just dreadful. Apparently, I'm not willing to just chase numbers regardless of what I'm doing. I don't know. I appreciate that I have the ability to just kind of ramble and share my thoughts on this kind of stuff, right? Gossett, you're in for whatever, Purple Beefcake. Hell yeah, buddy. Go Bigfoot hunting with Jess. Well, Juggum, thanks for saying I'm doing a great job. I appreciate it. It's interesting how much this stuff can get into your head. Like, I've talked to other creators and stuff, and how much it affects you watching the numbers, and like how you can forget all your success when you feel like you're not doing as well, and you feel like it's all slipping through your fingers and there's nothing you can do about it. It's wild. It's insidious the way it can affect your brain. But at the end of the day, I know a few solid facts. I'm an entertaining man. I know this for a fact because I entertained people before I ever did this. And I'm able to share my opinions on a whole wide range of things. So I'm not stuck in one little box, right? I just, like, I love magic and what we've been doing. And it's like, it is what it is, son. It is what it is. Kenzuki, the teaser info, this release was kind of blah, not your fault. You know what? There is that as well. There's fewer people clicking on it in the first place because they're not as interested. And the teasers weren't mega hype. So there is that on top of it. That's not true. Abook, chasing the algorithm seems like a horrible quest with an ever-moving target. That's true. You're right. Your skills and humor are definitely applicable to content beyond MTG. Well, thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. And I know I am not the only one who is dealing with this kind of stuff, because I have seen a number of other Magic channels that have basically been flailing and failing. And they have gone from absurd heights. Like, I can't even imagine what it feels like to go from having videos that get like 500,000 to 1 million views to putting out videos that get 2,000 views. I can't imagine how that feels. It must be stressful as fuck, right? Like, you're just like, what am I doing wrong? Why isn't this working anymore? What's changed? What's the problem? Like, for real. Those aren't exaggerated numbers. I've seen that. And it's like, wow, that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. And there's other channels where the people have one breakout video that gets them hundreds and hundreds of thousands of views, but every other video they've ever made has a like 50, 70 views. And you look at it and go, this is crazy. Like, because I've never even had a video hit 100K. Like, I have never had a video go viral and go massive. But what I have had is consistent success in terms of getting 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 people to watch video after video after video after video after video. You know what I mean? Like, for years on end. So I've had a sort of reliable consistency, and I appreciate that. And it's like, I know it's what I do is different than some other people. So I don't know how they deal with that, but I imagine it must be really frustrating to go from being way up there to just, because like I said, I've never had a breakout video ever. Jess, you're gonna go Bigfoot hunting one day. You know they're in Banff? Wait, why would you assume it's in Canada and not America? Abook, I'd be an amazing game show host for something absolutely ridiculous. True. True. Jess, do I have a criminal record? No, not at all. Not at all. New York or Boston isn't that far away to start doing stand-up if this ever fails. Question: why would I go like from doing this to trying to do stand-up in America in those places rather than trying to make comedy videos on YouTube, right? Kenzuki, you've seen multiple creators in different areas suffering right now. I think that like they make changes to the algorithm. I think with Magic, it's specifically that Wizards first of all caused damage to the game, and secondly the demographics have shifted. So I think that I appeal more to older Magic players, like people who are 30, 40 or above, who are entrenched in the game and have been playing for a considerable amount of time. That's not everybody. Obviously, there are people who are younger who dig what I do and people who are newer to the game that dig what I do too. But I feel like that was a core chunk of my audience, and Wizards started to drive them away with Magic 30 and other choices that they've made where they've really diluted the brand and moved away from one-on-one Magic. So I feel like Commander content is doing better than ever, but I don't make that. And I don't have much interest. Like, you're never going to see me sit down and do 4-player Commander videos. I have no interest in that at all. At all. Abook, everything's about shorts these days, which is killing quality content. I do feel like the short form empty content is really dominating now. And I was sitting on the bus actually before today's video even came out and before I even worked on it. I was sitting on the bus because I went and dropped the Assassin's Creed stuff off back at the store for him. And I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, am I being unfair by not also doing short form content for people to enjoy? Like, just not garbage, you know, just something that has a laugh in it. You can watch it quick, have a laugh, and move on. Like, am I just being obstinate because of what I like, you know? Like, a lot of short form content is garbage, but that doesn't mean that all of it is. Some people are out there making some stuff that's a lot of fun. So yeah, the short form stuff, I do feel like that is a thing. And I don't know. I don't know what the answer is there. 100%. Eventually, I'll stop thinking about it and start doing, and we'll see what happens. But for now, it's just mostly been an intellectual exercise. Fisher, you have an order of barrels tonight for a Banff? Well, you better get working. Juggling, your bones hurt as well. Fisher says, my bones always hurt. It's a big reason why I bought this shirt. Makes sense. Sandwich, you thought about moving to Salem? Why? You want to try and bang witches? Kensugi, most of the new Magic content you're being sent is from big-time YouTubers that are now opening old Magic or playing Commander. Sounds about right. Actually, I'm more surprised about the old Magic, not the Commander stuff. Shelton, you heard that making long videos for people to sleep to is great for ads? You're going to have ads in videos that people sleep to? Won't the ads wake them up? That's weird. Making videos for people to sleep to isn't... Like, I want to... I've got... You know what? I've got too much ego and too much need for me to be, I suppose, at the center of things for me to make content that doesn't really involve me. So making like a 10-hour video where people listen to the rain, I guess might be profitable, but I'm not focused on what will bring me the most money. What I want is to just be doing good enough. Like, I just want to be able to take care of me and Carly and get to do this. But my wants don't form reality, right? Like, the fact that I want that means nothing. I have to earn it in the current world. That's how it works. That's how nature works, really. You don't get what you want. You get what you can make happen. So, whatever, man. Whatever. Let's be real. It's a good problem to have. It's a good problem to have, you know? There's tons and tons of people who would kill to be in my place, even when things are like lower level for me, you know? Like, for real. For real. So I recognize that. I have been very fortunate. This all, like, I never thought that this would be anything, really. I just was like, yo, it's cool that I can entertain some people in live streams, make some videos, have a good time, whatever. And then it blew up enough that it became my job, which is awesome because originally I was like, yo, it'd be dope if I could make $100 like a month off of this. And then it turned into an actual job where I made enough to pay my bills, right? So it exceeded my wildest expectations and became my normal life, right? And so I just want to find ways to continue the good times. And I don't want to have to go back out into the regular workforce because I don't want the demands that would place on my time, really, honestly. But if that happens, that's fine. That's the reality everybody fucking lives in, right? Kenzuki, pay money Wubby is opening lots of magic and getting others into it. Yeah, Wubby is a special case, right? He is a fucking hilarious dude who built up a massive following who will watch him do anything, right? So, like, him getting people to watch openings of stuff, they're not watching it because it's an old school opening. They're watching it because it's Wubby. Old school openings don't actually do very well. If you want proof of that, go look at Open Booster's channel, where he has a bunch of awesome old school magic, but does not pull down hardcore views. Wubby is going off of personality hardcore. Shelton says, I see that the board is empty. Not any longer, buddy. It's got your name on it. Thanks for the super chat, son. I'm not trying to sound like I'm complaining here. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to be like, oh, woe is me. Why can't everything just be the way I want it? It's just, these are the thoughts that I have. This is the way things are going. And honestly, like, when I see Wubby killing it with those big videos, I think to myself, have I made a mistake spending all my time focusing on magic and niche stuff when I should have been focusing on just me and my personality as a brand overall and like expanding out that way? And then no matter what I did, I'd have a bunch of people who wanted to come and watch it, right? I don't know. Maybe that's a bit arrogant, thinking that I'm on Wubby's level, because, you know, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not as fucking funny as that dude. Who knows? But I don't feel like there's that big of a gap between us in terms of capability, right? So some of it boils down to being the right guy in the right place at the right time. And Wubby put in a ton of effort to entertain a ton of people, and he's done quite well at it, right? Like, I am a fan. So I get why people are watching that stuff, and I don't believe it's just because there's this resurgent interest in old school magic. I think he has built up a reputation that is deserved, and he will entertain you with what he's doing. And if you've already been entertained by him, you want to come and hang out with him and have a good time. Speaking of good times, Kensuke says, mine. He's stealing the board. Price is right in it. All right, buddy. All right. Jess, you'd never want the attention? It's a mixed bag. I like attention for being entertaining. I like people enjoying my opinions and witty comments and just sharing the pleasure that I have in things like card games. I very much enjoy that. So I am cool with that part of it. Abook, what about doing videos about my cube and decks that I love playing? I don't feel drawn to do that. And I honestly don't think that they would do very well as well. So, first of all, I'm not super interested in making them. I tried that for a while. Like, I made cube videos when I started out and gameplay videos and stuff. But I'm not interested in making that kind of stuff. You know, I made a video explaining to people how to make a cube in case they want to. And I'm happy to play the cube. But it doesn't feel like interesting content to me. Jess says, you say I'm a pretty special guy? Thanks, man. You know I want you around. You're a good dude. I like you, even if you're crazy. Raise Gray says, nope. Oh, are you showing off? You showing off for the lady? Right? You showing off for... You showing off for the Mrs. Big Boy? Stealing that board? Giving me some corn money? For either popcorn or corn on the cob? Like, I feel like there's a bunch of YouTubers who could never do what I'm doing right now, which is just talking to you guys about what's going on with my life and my thoughts and whatever. And they have very particular boxes they have to stay in. And they present things to people, but can't connect with people, you know? Kensuke, you agree you're watching a new YouTuber that's opening 4th edition packs and starters once a week until they open a complete set of 4th? That's a fun quest to get engaged with, 100%. 100%. I have definitely noticed that like old school stuff like that, it doesn't do very well unless you have a gimmick. Like the best opening video I've ever done was opening the pack of Legends. And that's because I called it MTG Financial Disaster, right? And so you click on it thinking that it's going to be about MTG falling apart or some financial disaster. And then the video immediately tells you that you're here to watch me lose a whole bunch of money by opening the booster pack and keeping track of it as we go. And that video exceeded my expectations beyond my wildest dreams, because I made that video knowing that I was going to the Great Wolf Lodge with Moxman, and I wanted a video to release while I was gone, because I knew that if I was gone for 4 or 5 days and didn't put out a video, I would feel this itch, like, bro, you don't want to leave people that long without some fun content. So I just made that video to have something for people, right? I was like, it's cool to open a pack of Legends. I'm going to have a good time with it. Like, I wanted to share it with people, but I expected that video to get like 5,000 views, and it got like 30,000 views. And I was just like, what? Okay, cool, right? So, but that didn't make me think that old school pack openings were going to be of mass appeal. I just knew it was because I managed to stumble on the exact right setup for the title, thumbnail for the stream, and then when people got into it, it might not have been what they thought they were there for, but they were there for it anyways, right? So that's it. That's it. All I know is that I used to get really, really stressed out thinking about all of this falling apart, because the idea of not getting to do this anymore made me sad. But I just sat down and it was like, realistically, you can do this forever. Even if it doesn't make you money, you can still make videos that make you happy, right? Like, there's tons of channels out there that put out videos and they only get 20, 30, 40 views, 50 views. Well, guess what? When I started, I was perfectly happy with the views I was getting. I didn't have any bar that I needed to reach. I didn't have particular expectations. None of it, right? There was nothing. And I had a good time then, which means, logically, I can go back to that and be just fine, right? So, it is what it is. Millmaster, what? You capitalized dicks. I guess they're not important to you, huh? Book, real question. Does how long someone watches an ad have any impact on how much money creators get on monetized videos? I have been told that it does, but I don't know if it does. I'm of the mind that if you've watched it to the point where you're being shown the skip button, you've done your part. Click the skip button. You don't have to watch it anymore. Go get into the video. You don't have to sit through what can sometimes be a 2-minute, 3-minute, 4-minute ad before my video to try and help me out or whatever. It's all good. I have no expectations of anyone on that level whatsoever. Even on channels that I like, click the skip ad button once I've been given the option. That means once you get to the skip button, YouTube's already getting paid for it and sharing it with the creator. Now, I was told, not by YouTube, by random YouTubers, that it does, but I don't know how they know that. So I think they're just guessing. So much of it is just guesswork, right? And the reality is, ads help me, but if it wasn't for the super chats, channel memberships, Patreon, all that kind of stuff, this wouldn't be my job. This would be like a side thing. I am heavily fan funded. Advertising money is nice, and every once in a while a video will do well, and they'll show more ads on it or something. It's random. I don't even know. So I ain't knocking the ad money. I'm happy for it. But I recognize that, like, my fans supporting me directly are what genuinely allows me to do this. And I'm very, very grateful for it. So I hope that at no point during this conversation have I seemed like entitled, ungrateful, or any of it. Because when I started out, I wanted a 100K plaque so bad because I wanted something to prove to me that I was like genuinely fun and funny and an entertainer, because I didn't internally believe it, even though people kept telling me it in real life and there was evidence, but I refused to see it, right? Making people laugh wherever I go. People like me wherever I go. And like throughout my life, people have just given me gifts, and I didn't understand that it's because what I was doing was a gift for them. The entertainment that I gave them when we were working together or whatever made their days easier, and it made them feel like they owed me because I was giving them something of worth. They would bring me along on event. It's like, I can't afford to go to this event. It's like, I'll pay for you to come in. I'll give you a ride or whatever else. All this kind of stuff, because I provide entertainment. I provide good times, right? So when I started, I wanted that 100K plaque because I didn't have enough belief in myself. But at this point, I have so many gifts. People have said so many nice things to me, and I've had years of doing this to the point where I know I'm entertaining. I know it for a fact. I know I'm fucking funny. I know it for a fact. This isn't up for debate. I would love to have a 100K plaque now as a feather in the cap. But before, I felt like I needed it. Now, if it never happens, that's totally okay. And if somehow it does happen, that's more okay. Fisher, you buy premium because ads mess with your connection and can cause apps to crash trying to load the ad. I love people having YouTube Premium because that means no matter what of my channels you're watching, it's all based on how long you watch it for. So if you sit down and watch a live stream for an hour and a half, that's thumbs up, buddy. I have no idea what the direct ratio of like what one ad that you see at the beginning of a video versus premium is worth, but I know that premium always comes through. It always comes through. It doesn't matter if they don't have any ads to serve. It doesn't matter if there's a problem with the video. It doesn't matter if the video gets yellow symboled, which means that they're going to reduce the amount of ads on it by 90% or more. Premium always comes through, right? Jess says, you filled the niche important enough that people give you money directly. The fact that people give me money directly, to me, speaks volumes about what I'm providing, right? Like 100%. I've heard other YouTubers talk about how I get more than the average of super chats. So like, he gets a whole bunch of super chats. And YouTube at one point contacted me directly to be part of a panel on how they could improve live streams. So I know that like they didn't ask most people for that. They asked me specifically because people react better than average to my live streams, especially for a channel of my size. I'm a small guy, but I swing heavy. You know what I mean? So it's pretty satisfying in that regard, right? And I mean, Jess, you're an example right there. I know for a fact that you're not swimming in cash at all. And yet you still choose to financially directly support me when you don't have to. You guys don't know this, but Jess every once in a while will just send me a little like bank to bank super chat. It's not in a stream or whatever. I'll just get an email saying that he sent me 5 bones. And I see that and I'm like, that's fucking amazing. Like for real. He enjoys what I do on that level, and I know he's not rich. This is not throwaway money to him where it like having that money would make an impact to his existence. So he's choosing to make a genuine sacrifice on my behalf, basically, because of what he gets out of it. Not because he feels like he has to, not because I'm some fucking charity or pity case or any of that shit, because he genuinely values what I do and wants to show that, you know? Thompson, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Aboot, kindness and laughter are the best currency. For real, bro. Making people laugh is its own fucking reward. That's why I never asked, like, just getting to see somebody laugh at something I've said makes me so happy. I know how hard life is. I know how heavy life is. And I know that you can feel trapped in endless bleakness, right? And sometimes you just need a moment. It's like you're dragging all this heavy weight and you just want to lay down and give up. And if you could just have a second away from it, you'll be all right. Well, that's what laughter is. Laughter, you can force somebody to be happy against their will. Somebody can be miserable, right? Just bro, I gestured so much with my hands that my watch was just like, you hit your step goal of 8,000 some odd, because I'm blah, 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 blah. But for real, you can make somebody laugh against their will. You can make somebody who's miserable happy for a moment, give them relief and freedom from that, right? And I know how much that's meant to me, and I know how much people matter. So my whole life, I've always tried to make people laugh, right? Shit makes me emotional. I don't know, man. There's something like the fucking ridiculous truth is a lot of people who are hilarious are really fucked up inside, and some of the people with the darkest, saddest thoughts, and they know how heavy life is, and they know what it's like to feel worthless and like you can't do anything and you're trapped and all this stuff. So they know how important it is to help free other people from it, right? You don't become a comedian unless you're fucked up. That's the reality of it. That's the truth underlying it all, right? It's the smile plastered over the fucking sadness. The clown man, right? Jamestown says, I send you money because I can't give you a big kiss. Listen, if you could give me a big kiss, you'd be having to pay me a lot more money. Super duper, can you ask what might be a stupid question? Go right ahead, my friend. Go for it. God knows I've dealt with a lot of dumb fucking questions from Magoo idiots, so I'm guessing your question won't even feel stupid, bro. Jess wants everyone to know that he only gets a little over $1,800 a month. That's it, because he's on fucking disability. And cost of living in Canada is not cheap. Right? So him giving me $5 out of that is very significant. 100%. That's like, I've heard of people who make fun of people who give small super chats, where it's like a $2 somebody gives a $2 super chat and just gets mocked mercilessly for it. And I'm like, that's insane to me. I have been desperately poor. I have definitely lived a life where I had to count up every nickel and dime, literally. And like, Carl, you got any nickels and dimes? Like, just trying to get to $2. So the fact that people would mock that is insane to me. That's fucking wild. But there are also people who literally throw away fan mail. I've heard of like YouTubers, somebody comes up and go, here, I made this drawing for you. And instead of being overjoyed by it, they're like, oh, thanks. And they take it and then throw it in the trash as soon as the person walks away. That's wild to me. I have every fucking fan letter that I've ever been sent. I keep the little Amazon slips. I have the first fan letter I ever got in my wallet. It's amazing that people enjoy what I do. It's incredible. It wouldn't let you add wet to that message. That's funny. No big wet kiss. Fisher, you can honestly say that I've made you laugh more and harder than anyone else can for at least 3 or 4 years. Best part of my day is when I can tune in. All right, I'm going to screenshot. I'm keeping that comment. I do that sometimes. Screenshot comments and keep them in a little folder for when my mind is feeling low, because sometimes it's harder. I'm working on it, and it's been getting better over the years. I'm not nearly as negatively minded as I used to be, but honestly, that genuinely means a lot to me. Super duper, have I ever considered a crossover collab with Nikachu? You see a lot of the dudes in this chat and his streams, and you're both Canadian. How's that a stupid question? The reality is, I don't consider crossovers or collabs with anybody because I view myself as poison in the Magic community. I am blacklisted by Wizards of the Coast, and there are a number of well-known people in the Magic sphere, I'm not going to get more specific than that, who detest me and go out of their way to warn people away from me and make sure they don't work with me. It like even small creators get warned away from me. So I feel like I would be a net negative for these creators. So I only really do anything with people who approach me, and only after I give them the disclaimer of warning, you know? That's so, like, I like Nikachu. He's a fucking good dude. And I've popped by his streams and left some very, like, not crazy comments in his streams. So I've popped by his streams. I've hung out in them without saying things as well, right? Like, he's doing great. He figured out what he needs to do to make his thing work. He's got his main channel where he rarely releases videos and they get big numbers, and then he does his live streams where a lot of people get in on them, and he's got that whole culture of people super chatting him to suggest cards, and also people will like, it's like they'll do $2 as a super chat to make a suggestion, but they'll do like $6 and go, here's my suggestion plus 2 free suggestions from other people in the chat. So he's got a great community going on. And on top of that, he's been nice to me directly. When my camera broke and people flooded in to help me get a new camera, he was one of the people who hooked me some cheddar towards that, right? So I definitely have a very positive view of Nikachu. And that rhymes, so you know it's true. But yeah, I picture myself as somebody who is... it's like an albatross around the neck, and I don't want, because the Magic community is so catty and in some ways wretched when it comes to the dark underbelly of it and the pathetic stuff. Like, I have a rule where I don't talk shit about other creators at all, like none of it. But the stuff I know about some of these fucking people, like, for real, they're lucky that I'm not the kind of person who will bring all that shit out and show it off and go, check out this fucking clown. Here's what he did. Here's the evidence. Like, for real, for real. I don't do that because I consider that to be like the lowest form of content, unless you're outing actual fucking scammers who are ripping people off and shit. You know what I mean? Just pathetic forms of behavior, sad little fucking alt accounts where they go around attacking other creators. I'm so not interested in that. And yeah, because of the catty nature of a bunch of this shit, I do my job of protecting the other creators by keeping my distance. Super duper, yep, I see what you're saying, man. To see his very high energy, sort of family-friendly personality mixed with mine. I am decidedly not family-friendly most of the time, although my videos, I can be family-friendly. I've gone on people's live streams and said, like, what are we doing? Are we swearing here or not, right? I remember Desolator asked me not to swear on his live stream, and then I fucked up and accidentally did, and after a couple, he just started swearing with me, and it was just like, whatever. But, like, I've been on other channels where I didn't realize that they were way more family-friendly, and I went fucking ham, and then the end product is hilarious because their audience is just like, Millmaster, I'm not doing any kind of shabby collab with you. 30 days in the dungeon. I know what it would be too. It wouldn't even be you putting me in the dungeon. You'd be like, you fell for it. Now you've got to hose me down in the dungeon. My wife will come and spit in my mouth, and then I need you to fire a hose up my butt. It's the only way I can get hard anymore. No. No. Just nitpicking nerds did a poll and people told them not to do live streams. Fuck anybody who tells you to not do something. That's always been my attitude. You know how many people have come to me over the years going, I love your videos, but I hate the live streams. Well, then cram it up your asshole, dipshit. What do you think I'm going to do? You don't like the live streams, so you think I'm going to fucking stop doing them? I've had pathetic losers try every angle they can. You need to stop doing your live streams where you swear and whatever. No, I enjoy them. Well, no, you need to stop because you're bad at swearing. Bitch, what the fuck are you talking about? I am gifted at swearing, you dumb fucking magoo, you idiot. Shut your fucking mouth, all right? How about you don't try and fucking manipulate me with your personal tastes, right? How about you fucking suck my toes and then my ball bag, you fuck? Tell me I'm no good at swearing. Eat the entirety of my asshole with a stick of butter, rub it around the fucking rim, and tongue it off like it's fucking popcorn, cockbag. Teferi, you were watching my daily video in the car, and right when I was talking about how raccoons are crazy, you drove by 4 on the side of the road. Don't you love coincidences like that? I had a fun coincidence today where I was going to check where I was in my audiobook, because what I do is I'll just like write down times on a piece of scrap paper kicking around, right? Oh, I still got to get that food list for Bo. Oh, it's right here. Okay, I got to remember to give him that. What the hell's this? HPBDJP Doom. What? Oh, this is about Doombade's birthday. Okay. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. So, basically, I came to see what time I was in the audiobook that I was listening to, because it always resets to the beginning. It doesn't keep my place, which is really annoying. So, I was exactly 8 hours and 53 minutes into the second part of the audiobook that I was listening to. And when I went to check this piece of paper, I looked, it said 8:53. I looked at my watch because I was about to go out for a walk and listen to some of the audiobook and be back in time for dinner, and it was exactly 8:53. And I was just like, yes! Yes! I love it. I love it. Fisher, I speak fluent sailor eloquently. Thanks, buddy. Kenzuki's like, I would tell them the live streams are what supports the channel. Why bother? They're not going to care. Like, the people who are doing that, they don't care if I can, like, support myself off of it. They don't care if you guys are super chatting me. They only care about what they want. And everything I do has to be for them. Do you know what I mean? It's a very selfish perspective where it's like, look, if you enjoy the videos but not the live streams, guess what? You're in the majority, the overwhelming majority. My live streams don't have a huge turnout, but what does that tell you? If I'm aware of that fact, if I'm aware that the majority of my audience doesn't care for the live streams, and yet I do them still almost every day, what does that tell you about my live streams, you numpty dumb fuck? Does it tell you that I greatly enjoy them and they're the most important part of what I'm doing to me, right? The fact that they support me more than the videos when things go right, every once in a while, there is a month where I have a bunch of banger videos that pop off and I don't get as many super chats, where all of a sudden that's winning out and doing better for me. But pretty much across the board, it's been live streams, channel memberships, all that give me more support. So it's like, dude, I don't think you've supported me at all. You're not a channel member. You're not a patron. You haven't come to live streams and super chat me. And yet you're very comfortable telling me that I need to stop my live streams or change them for you. What? You know? It's crazy. It's crazy. Jess, you felt like pissing someone off? That's never a good vibe to indulge yourself in, bro. For real. For real. That means you need to find more healthy outlets to make yourself feel better. You know what I mean? Take it from somebody who's good at pissing people off. It's not... You're not benefiting from it the same way you would if you redirected that energy into something more positive. And I know how lame what I said sounds, but that's the reality, bro. That's the reality. If your gut feeling is you want to make somebody angry, you don't actually want to make somebody angry. You want to feel a particular way, and you think that making somebody angry will get you there. But there are other ways for you to get there where you can feel the way you want to all the time instead of being forced to do something negative to somebody else to get the feelings you need. You know? Oh, Thompson, that's actually... Okay, never mind. I thought he was talking about... I thought that was the name of one of his buddies. I don't watch fucking a lot of stuff like outside of particular areas. So I didn't know it was a hot pepper channel. Jess, you going online and trying to upset people on YouTube and stuff is not surprising. That's not surprising. Millmaster, the immoral, hate those with integrity. Anything you do anywhere in life, it's about your honesty and how other people react to it. I suppose when I started, I could have decided to do what it would take to make people like me or to get the numbers. But from the very beginning, I've always been like, no, fuck you, I'm going to do it my way. Like when I started out and I was told you have to do giveaways to succeed as a Magic channel. And I said, fuck that. Why do I have to bribe you into watching my content? That's bullshit. Either my content's good enough to watch or it isn't. And I'd rather have people not watch my shit than feel like I gotta suck their dick to get them to watch it, because that's fucking pathetic to me. Right? I don't feel like other people doing giveaways is them being pathetic, but I feel like that's what it would be for me. It's like the guy I went to school with who thought he could get girls by offering to give them things. I'll buy you something to go out with me. Fuck that, bitch. You'll go out with me because I'm awesome, because I'm worth the time, because I'm a worthwhile person. Either I am or I'm not. And I'm sure as fuck not going to hand you some shit like a chump, right? I still feel that way. I still, like, people literally have contacted me and be like, can I send you, like, magic for you to give away to people? And I have said no. I appreciate that you want to help me. I appreciate that you're willing to provide this free of charge, but no, I don't want to do that. I don't feel like I should have to give you fucking booster packs for watching my content. I got to put in the effort to make this stuff, think up everything I'm going to say, do all of it, and then I have to give you something? What? I get that it works as an engagement metric, but all it does is get you people coming to you with the fucking hands out going, gimme, 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 and interrupting your live stream saying, when's the next giveaway? Is there a giveaway now? When's the next giveaway? It's like, get the fuck out. Go. Thompson, you're growing hybrid hot peppers. Oh, look at you, you fucking Renaissance man. I like to grow my own hot peppers and then put on Halloween masks and shove them up my butt. Call me Leonardo da Burnin' Butthole. It's funny how we're all different, you know? Andrews, when's the next giveaway? Right now, you just gave away your self-respect. Because the thing is, when you come for a giveaway, you're saying your time is fucking worthless. You're coming in and going, I'll take a part-time job for 10 minutes of watching this video for the 1 in 1 millionth chance that I'll get a Scooby-Doo butt plug. Right? Like, that's it as well. When you just watch shit for giveaways, like, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I see all the Twitter accounts going, I'm giving away a commander deck. All you have to do is like and retweet and follow my account. And it's like, don't you want people to follow you because you do anything of worth or say anything of worth? Like, for real. For real. Like, my numbers are fucking respectable because I built all my numbers based on the fucking quality of my work. I have fucking over 50,000 subscribers on my main channel because I did a good job. Not because I begged for it, not because I cajoled for it. You'll notice I don't even say in my videos, like, comment, subscribe. Every once in a blue moon, when people have been unsubscribed, I give a reminder. Yo, people have told me they've been unsubscribed, so if you want to be subscribed, double check that you are. That's not even me. That's me literally just telling people who've been unsubscribed to subscribe if they want. Just double check you haven't been unsubscribed. That's it. That's it. So my numbers are fucking legit. I don't have a Patreon that you join because I'm fucking holding content for hostage. I don't have a Patreon that you join because I'm offering to give you shit. I have a Patreon to join because people asked me to set up a Patreon because they wanted to fucking support me. I had people asking to give me money before I had the avenues set up to get the money, because just entertaining people was the reward for me. 100%, right? I was a real weirdo when I started out. People asked me, hey, can you set up PayPal so we can send you PayPal? Can you set up Patreon? And then every time somebody sent me something on PayPal, I looked at the email address they sent it from, and I sent them an email saying, Are you sure you wanted to give me this money? You don't have to give me any money. I'm happy to be doing what I'm doing. Do you want your money back? And every time I just got emails back going, the equivalent of, you're being a fucking weirdo. Like, they didn't say it that way, but that was the gist. You're being weird. And I get it now. I look at it and go, what kind of maniac sets something up where you can send support if you want to, and then when you do, look, are you sure? Do you want it back? Like, it's... Now I don't do that. Fuck you, no refunds. It's all mine. I'm going to rub your money on my butt and keep it. Is a YouTube pepper person grooming Jess? What? Wait. Juglam's putting a twist in here. Millmaster is Jess's groomer. What? Like a dog. Growing one this season called Dragon's Breath. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, mate? I thought you were a perfectly reasonable guy. And now I find out you're growing peppers? Like, unless you're using them to torture children by squeezing them in their eyes or something, I don't understand why you do that. Jess, my weirdness is what brings you here most. Well, I mean, I'll be real. A lot of live streams I've clicked on have been really boring. Like, I click on it and I'm just like, do you know people are watching you right now? Shouldn't you say something even mildly entertaining for these people? But they'll have like fucking 1,000 people, 2,000 people watching it. And I'm like, what the fuck do I know? Everybody's happy with this. Just because I have particular wants doesn't mean that other people do. But then I've also found a bunch of boring live streams where the people have like 0 watchers. So, I don't know. Everyone's got different tastes. Andrews, you still too busy? What are you, fucking texting me on a phone where you're texting ladies you're trying to hook up with? What that's not for me. Oh, you even said ignore that. I'm right. You're trying to hit on bitches. Love the flavor you have with your Mexican food. I like Mexican food, but like I don't like high levels of heat. It's too much. Andrews, you're trying to say, am I able to try some more Commander or too busy? I'm not too busy to try Commander. I don't know. When I think about it, it doesn't feel appealing to me. Sitting down for a fucking 4-man girly ass slap fest where everybody's got hurt feelings and you got to spread the love around. The problem is the gameplay. That's one of the biggest problems I'm having with Magic right now. People are pivoting into Commander content with no problems, but I don't want to. I don't want to. So I may try some more Commander to just see if I'm being too narrow-minded about it and that I could enjoy it. Maybe I just haven't experienced it enough. It's theoretically possible, but at this juncture, I don't currently have a Commander deck put together. The cube is way more fun to play, and I only get like X number of hours in a week, like on the weekend when people are around to play Magic with anyways. So that's the biggest challenge. Jess, you go into famous people's live streams just to ask questions. You don't care about the entertainment at that point, looking for answers. People are looking for different things. Some people just want to watch somebody play a game and aren't listening to them, not listening to them jaw on. For all I know, I could pull much higher numbers if I just played video games and ignored you guys. But it feels weird to not engage with the chat and to ignore you guys. It feels strange to me, you know? So, but that's just a personal thing too. Ball Falcon's got it right. It ain't my cup of tea. I got a list for you, buddy. I got a list of them foods you asked me for. I had Carly help me because I knew I would forget. So, I will either type this list out and send it to you, or I'll take a picture and email it to you, buddy. Fisher, it depends on the play group. Yeah, you're talking about like when you're at your house or whatever. See, when people have their own group of friends, obviously it's going to work out just fine. It's just like when you play whatever games, right? Oh, look at you. A picture and Discord it to you. It's more of a hassle, actually. It's easier to email to you. It's easier to email to you. I don't have Discord on my phone. I only have Discord on the computer. This is the only computer that I have it on. So if I snap a picture on my phone, then I gotta fucking email it to myself or fucking plug the phone in and download it and then bring it to this specific computer to put it on Discord when we've already emailed each other. So it's way easier. I'll just email you. Joe, you've watched gamers before and you find it boring when they're not engaging the chat and have an entertaining personality? I feel like it could be entertaining if they're doing silly things in the game and whatever. And I'm sure I could straddle the line and do both, right? Interact with the chat and play games. I feel like part of my problem is I have settled into particular habits and haven't expanded as much out past those. So sometimes I do think about starting to do gaming streams on Twitch because that's where everybody plays games and that's the norm and where it's expected. Because I know when I do these chill streams, if I'm focused too much on something and not interacting with you guys enough, it feels weird for all of us. Most peeps like to Discord, but email's good too. Listen, we've established that I am a fucking dinosaur. All right? All right? But I got the list here. I didn't actually read through it, so I should read through it and make sure that Carly has accurately portrayed my likes and dislikes. On the no list, she has pineapples, pickles, coconut, and then in brackets she puts allergy. She's so cute. I have a coconut oil allergy, but it's mild. So the worst it does is make me feel a little unwell or gassy if I have too much coconut oil. But she acts like you need to tell, like, she acts almost like it needs to be treated like a peanut allergy and restaurants need to know. Like, she told them when we went to medieval times so that they wouldn't give me the tomato soup, but I would have been fine with it. Anyways, I just don't like coconut. Coconut sucks. Pineapples, pickles, coconut, she's right. Mango and kiwi, yep, not for me. Spicy things like jalapenos, habaneros. Mr. Habanero's okay. A sweet heat is acceptable, she says. Soda water, obviously. Anything's fishy? No. Anything with like sour cream? No. Ranch? No. So she's got it pretty good. Likes, grape, maple, honey flavors, smoky flavors. Smoky flavors are awesome. Like salty smokiness. Oh my God. Like smoked salted almonds are heavenly, bro. I want nuts in my mouth so bad. What else is on the like list? Banana? Any nuts aside from coconut? Coconut's not a nut. Oh, bro. She liked that jerky that you sent so much that she literally wrote down JB's Honey Smoky Barbecue Jerky. She loved that shit. And then, she put down Dark Mint Tam Tams. Another thing she loved. She slid some of the stuff on here that she loves, but also I did like those Mint Tam Tams. I'm still going to send you the list, but I don't think it needs any changes to it. I didn't want anything that was going to lead you astray, but 100%. 100%. Millmaster, you're going to smoke some beans and bacon on the 4th? I don't like beans because I hate the internal consistency of it. I hate almost anything that's mushy. Mushy peas. I don't like peas. I don't like beans. I don't like carrots that have been cooked until they're mush. But I do like mashed potatoes. So I don't know exactly how to quantify what mush is acceptable and what isn't. Bacon, and maple bacon, and a Tim Tam. Yeah, and Carly really, really liked that beef jerky. I've never seen her like any jerky. She loved it. So if you find like that kind or like ones that are adjacent to it, she really enjoyed it. Joe, you'd hope I like maple. Isn't it illegal for a Canadian to not like maple? Carly doesn't care for maple, really. She'll have maple syrup, but she doesn't like anything maple flavored. Maple cookies, all that stuff. All that stuff. But yeah, we are hosers for maple syrup down here. You can actually go to winter festivals where they will pour maple syrup into the snow and you put a stick in it. So it's like a little lollipop. You make your own like maple syrup lollipops in the fucking snow. It sounds like some backwards ass stuff from 200 years ago, but it's actually pretty cool. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm big with the maple syrup. Real maple syrup, not artificial nonsense. The real deal. Like, I hate going to restaurants and they have table syrup, and I'm like, yo, fuck your Aunt Jemima syrup, you bitch. This is garbage. This is garbage. Teferi, you don't want to dip your fucking stick in it, son. That maple syrup is fucking molten when they're pouring it. You don't want molten maple syrup on your dick hole, man. Do Canadians eat moose? Yes. And moose meat is good. It's not normal standard fare. So if you go to any regular city, you're going to find what you would expect to find. Beef, chicken, lamb, that kind of stuff, right? But like where I'm from, especially like out in Newfoundland, out in the more rural areas and stuff, absolutely. Absolutely. Jars of moose meat up on the shelf. Jess, you dig butter flavored syrup? Never had it. Never had it. You want butter flavor. You want that flavor call. That's the goodness. That's the goodness. Bear ribs? Never tried that. Never tried that. Moose hamburgers? I presume some people are having moose hamburgers. I had a burger that was... I had an elk burger. It fucking sucked, dude. It sucked. Carly makes some pretty good burgers. I'm looking forward to trying her burgers on the barbecue. That's going to be dope. Adding in that extra charcoal flavor. Andrews, what part of Canada do I live in? I'm in Ontario. About an hour out from Toronto. So far enough away that where I am hasn't been swallowed up by Toronto, but I can still get up there to do things. I'm supposed to be going to Toronto in October. If everything goes to plan, I'll be going to the Grand Archive Championships in October. Man, I've really knotted up the end of this yo-yo string. By the time I fix the yo-yo, I'm going to put it in my pocket. So when I go back out there, there's a good chance that I will actually try and glue it. Andrews, you're in Ontario about an hour away from Windsor? All right, I'm in St. Catharines. So where are you at? I had a buddy who went to school in Windsor. I remember him from the wild days when we did all kinds of drugs. I never did the heaviest stuff. I never got into the heroin and the crack and all that fucking crazy shit. But we did a lot of stuff. Chatham, Kent. Okay, I've definitely heard of that. I can't say that I could locate it on a map just mentally, but I've definitely heard of it. So, my friends, thanks for coming and hanging out. It's always nice to get to chill with you guys. I will go and pop this up on the live stream archive. It'll come out tomorrow. If you didn't already know, I put out a Bloomborough teaser video on the Historian channel, and I put out the second installment of the Bloomborough lore on Fantasy Geographic. Tomorrow, theoretically, the third installment of lore should be available as well. So, thanks for coming by. Time for me to die.